All right, Mr. Stashevsky, you want to, or I'm sorry, Mr. Parker, you want to start us off?
Yes, Your Honor. I have with me number 8 on the calendar. This is Shane Murphy.
All right, and Mr. Murphy, today you're here for your arraignment on a charge of assault in the 4th degree and malicious mischief in the 3rd degree that's alleged by the state to have occurred on December 9th. Yeah. Mr. Parker?
Mr. Murphy has been advised of his rights, and I believe he understands them. He is allowing Thurston County Public Defense to represent him for the purposes of this hearing. There is no contest of probable cause.
All right. Not guilty plea to both counts. Did we get a screenshot for him? There we go. All right, and Mr. Holcomb, what's the state's position on release?
One moment, Your Honor, while I pull up Jabs. Firstly, I'd just like to inform the court that the victim is here in this case. The defendant's family is in the courtroom, and they would like to be heard as to release conditions. As for the state's release conditions, Your Honor, the state is asking for $5,000 bail and a no contact order for the victim, Mr. Murphy. The reason, Your Honor, is
Yeah.
The reason, Your Honor, is the nature of the facts in this case. The defendant is alleged to have threatened his mother with a rock, and then when confronted about it, is alleged to have hit his father in the side of the head with a stick. The defendant then destroyed the phone that his father attempted to use to call law enforcement for help. The incident then migrated from the home to, I believe, the neighbor's residence when the defendant attempted to leave. Just want to make sure, and I do have the facts correct. The defendant also had attempted to leave the scene in his car. So, Your Honor, the state has some safety concerns here. But also acknowledges that the victims would like to be heard. As to, I believe there is a disagreement over these conditions.
Okay. All right. There is no proposed no contact order in the file.
Yes, Your Honor, it's being drafted and sent over to the judge's folder.
Mr. Parker, what's going on with Mr. Murphy there? He looks agitated.
He is mildly agitated, Your Honor. We would push for a PR release. He has no history, no warrants, no failures to appear. This is the one allegation of any crime of violence, and the only other thing he has in his history is driving offenses.
Yeah, the worst thing he got is a little boo-boo to his ego, okay?
And so we would ask for a PR release with the standard DV conditions and a no contact order, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, no contact.
Does Mr. Murphy have anywhere else to go?
Places to go. I got lots of friends.
Yeah, he says he has plenty of places to go.
Lots of friends
in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
So there are people who'd like to address the court?
Yes, Your Honor, they're in the gallery here. It's Mr. Murphy and Mrs. Murphy.
Okay. Could you just come up to the table there? And there's a microphone there on the table, should be lighted up so everyone can hear you.
Okay.
So first of all, start by telling me your name.
My name is Patrick Murphy.
Okay. And what would you like to tell me?
Well, Shane's been going up and down with his behavior for the last 6 months. There's been some drug use, and it spurred on this manic behavior that we're seeing now, very, like you said, very agitated. And we wanted to see how he was going to respond to the court today and us. And I'm seeing pretty much the same as we saw last night. Very unpredictable. What he might be up to, upon release. So we would like him to be held held longer to observe and evaluate.
Just hold on a second.
Okay.
I didn't see that myself, but it looks like the corrections officers have had to come in and take control of Mr. Murphy.
We just want to, I'm Carla Murphy, his mom. We really just have been trying to get him to get some mental health help, and he refuses. And he said he has suicidal ideations.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
That's
does.
what I thought I was seeing there. And so you told me about a minute ago about drug use. But does he have a mental health diagnosis?
He has
No,
never had
don't.
one. But we had BC, or the crisis clinic sent somebody out a few weeks ago
Mhm.
when he was in crisis, and we had to call the sheriff then.
Mhm.
But he didn't, he didn't hurt anybody. So they just had a counselor come out and observe him. And then they came back, and then they said they were going to get him some peer-to-peer counseling or something, which he agreed to. And we never heard back from anybody. He kind of leveled off. And then over the weekend, he went into this manic mode again. And
Is this new, or is this something that's been going on?
he went to something back in like the end of May, and he took LSD, and it seemed like it caused some kind of psychosis, and he did well for 3 months and kept his job. And then he went to another thing in October, and the same thing happened. He says he hasn't used drugs since then, but the psychosis is lasting and it's not getting better. I don't know if he's going to, if he doesn't get help.
And what Mr. Murphy just told me, it sounds like the drugs that he does take makes that worse.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to
And,
have to hold off on, I'm going to make a decision about whether to release him under what conditions and so forth, but I'm going to have to hold off on that a minute. Because he's been taken out of the room, and so he's not technically in the court proceedings anymore.
Okay.
So what I'll do, I'll get an update, I'm sure, in a minute from the jail, but I'm going to go on to some other cases here, and then I'll come back to Mr. Murphy's case and make a decision
Okay.
for you, okay?
Thank
Okay.
you.
So yeah, let me know when they have an update over there. I don't see Mr. Parker. Did Mr. Parker get hurt? Okay, so Parker's not in there.